while you're all busy crying istophobia, let's talk about which show of the wokier than nows is better. Because we know they're both istophobic-y. You're an ist, you're a phobe if you said anything negative about any of these. I am Mecca. Please subscribe or else. I don't know what mood I'm in now. I think I'm in a better mood than I was this morning. Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Rob off camera.
Come closer.
And I'm Rob off camera, and I've been called an istophobe.
Are we istophobes
I've been
today?
called a phobicist.
Yeah, just take your pick. Just House of the Dragons. Changes to House Valerian. Hey, Matt Smith, we like this.
Matt Smith.
Sabu, get out of the closet.
Meow.
Get out of the closet. Show
I
me
was just
kitty.
standing here. I was in the closet.
He's climbing over stuff to get into the closet. Of course he is. He's got to make noise. They call us this. They call us phobes. Rings of power, racist criticism. So we know that both of these shows, we can agree that both of these shows swapped out characters. They used diversity marketing. Mm-hmm. When diversity casting hurts the plot, it hurts the actors of color. From Angie Speaks.
Well, actually, that's not an unfair point.
That's true. That's true. Actually, I didn't mean to mock that one before reading it. Or who else do we have? Opinion.
Oh,
House of the Dragon is less istophobic and istophobic, but is it good?
Oh, okay, well, we don't know the answer to that. No. No, yes, it is. I'm
actually,
sorry.
House of the Dragon is a good one. And no, I disagree. It is, I guess, less istophobic. They're equally diversities. Hi. Can I help you?
Meow.
Hello.
I want food.
Take her word for it. He's here and he wants foodies. Anywho, both of these shows have and feature the diversities, the swapperoonies, the, hey, we're going to parade out the of color actors first before you see anything else, so we get the reactions of the usual people, like me, where I'm like, oh, they're doing it again, and then everybody can use it as saying, see, they pointed it out, there must be they must have an issue with it, despite the fact that, I'm like, I don't care, they were playing the race game on this one, they were playing with, he's a cool character.
Everybody in this series is good.
Everybody in House of the Dragon is good. My argument for House of the Dragon is I think House of the Dragon is more woke. And I think it's a better show, despite the fact that it's more woke. Okay, and I think that it can work a lot better that way.
You have a queen. You have Viserys, right? Viserys.
That's the king. Rhaenyra is the queen now.
Viserys.
Spoiler.
He
names her the heir.
Names her the heir. Against all tradition of the kingdom, because a man is supposed to be the heir.
Right.
It's unprecedented that he wants to name Rhaenyra the heir, but it works in the context of the story. And it sets up this power struggle between all the houses.
So no, it's got the super usual traditional, the girl doesn't have the choice of her destiny stuff, but now we're gonna put the girl in a position of power, despite the fact of the traditional roles. I was just listening to actually Jessie Gender's stream today, how she was talking about how it was so totally normal for the males in the time period to be in brothels, in and out of bed with people, but if a girl did it before she were married, she's tainted, she's tarnished, she's used, she's to throw her out, throw her away, get a new one.
It wasn't uncommon for a man to have a mistress or several mistresses.
Yeah, and especially even before he's wed, these princes can do anything they wanted, go
even
anywhere
after they're wed.
Yeah, so it's. I think that this is a more woke show because there's really not a whole lot of, because of a women issues, because you're a women thing over in the Lord of the Rings. I think a lot of stuff is a happenstance. Galadriel happens to be a woman who happens to cause everything wrong, but it's not like so much, unless your argument is because she's a woman, she's causing everything wrong.
No, they just wrote her poorly.
I think they just wrote her poorly, because even if that were a male character, then that'd be a horrible character too, so.
But there's a tempest in her.
And it cannot be quelled by you or anyone. Oh, I hate her. I hate her so much. But we get all of these articles who are just so glad to call you an istophobe. Here's the problem with Rings of Power, though. What did it do to every one of its of-color characters?
It wrote them out of the show or killed them.
Either killed them or wrote them out of the show. Lenny Henry turned out to be a horrible character who wanted to leave everybody behind.
Nobody goes off trail.
Take their wheels and leave them.
Nobody goes off trail.
Take their wheels and leave them.
Now the wife
And he got killed.
The wife wanted to leave him behind, but
Well, her too.
yeah, well, take their wheels and leave them.
The Ismail Cruz, what happened to him?
He got written out of the show.
Yeah, he effed off into nowhere.
Where did he go?
I don't remember. And he was kind of
there's
interesting.
a black elf. Black elf. There's a black elf.
Well, there was like racism against elves in the show, but that was against all elves.
Mm-hmm.
Of all, there was no, oh, well, you're a darker elf than the rest of us. It's a phobia. It was like against all of them, against the white ones, against the black ones, like as a, oh, you're all pointy-eared weirdo mother effers.
You see, he's the Jackie Robinson of elves, and he broke the elf color barrier.
So their whole reasoning and their we need this diversity because diversity and representation. Well, that kind of goes out the window there's a lot of that because they just left these characters fall flat. The other queen, they blinded her. She was another diversity.
Oh my god, that was so stupid.
She was stupid.
I don't want anyone to know I'm blind. And she's standing at the front of the boat
with
a blindfold.
With a blindfold. What do they expect? You're gonna go pin the tail on the donkey? Yeah, go pin the tail on the boat.
There used to be that game show years ago, I've Got a Secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's her secret? You're blind?
See, now we gotta do another one. 1-800 pin the tail on the boat ale.
For God's sake.
You're trying to hide the fact you're blind. Oh, Lord.
I can smell land. Like, that's not all you smell. Say, who did that? How dare you break
Cardi B's W.A.B.
Who dare breaketh wind in front of the queen?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That would be hysterical. Like Terrence Phil. Wait.
Here I was trying to have a serious discussion of why the diversities and the woke years and the stuff just completely fell by the wayside, and now we've wandered into
Terrence and Phil territory. Sandman creator Neil Gaiman says anyone who criticizes race swapping Rings of Power is either racist or hasn't read Tolkien.
I went and criticized the race swapping, and I haven't read my Tolkien.
Well,
and
I have read Tolkien, and okay, listen, you can make the case for a black elf, but this show still sucks.
Right, and I think the other show has more diversity, more actual sort of woke stuff. It deals with the fact with some racism even within the family lines, because they're like, oh, your kids are bastards because they don't have the white hair in this instance, or they would be a little darker of skin and have the white hair. So Rhaenyra's kids are in fact bastards. So he's absolutely right, but you're not allowed to say it, and there's some istophobia there as well.
Okay, I noticed something though. I noticed something when I was looking for articles. Mm-hmm. As soon as the show House of Dragons dropped, all the articles, and never saw how good it was, all the articles about racism stopped.
Yeah, they all stopped. They automatically stopped blaming istophobia. Yeah,
they stopped. I mean, they stopped. There came a point where it just stopped, and the ones about Rings of Power kept continuing. And there were just more of them.
Now, for the first time, you can own your very own Rings of Power. From the Celeborn Smiths, we'll be sending you one per season. Molded to appear forged in the fires of Mount Doom. Made from the finest cubic zirconium, plastic, a metal that isn't measurably radioactive and won't turn your fingers green. Probably. Much. These can now be yours for 5 easy payments of $39.99.99 Elvish runes. Act now, supplies are limited, because once the Dark Lord Sauron takes over, they'll all be gone, and you'll be his slaves. And just remember,
there's a tempest in me,
whose fault this actually is.
And it will not be quelled.
Please like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, keep your comments to yourself.
Comparing and contrasting House of Dragon and Rings of Power. You got an Esquire article. Ooh, la-di-da. Very contrasting.
Oh,
I think
there-
you have better female characters in the House of Dragon. Completely better female characters because they still know their place, but they still kind of manage to weasel their way into getting what they want.
Is House of Dragons winning or Rings of Power winning the fantasy TV wars? House of Dragons in a
I think in a landslide. Because didn't Amazon stock just fall?
Oh yeah, there it goes.
Yay!
It fell.
Shrunk. It was like 20-some%.
It fell 4.7 points.
Yeah. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, it fell. It was 20%. I guess it was today, right?
Wow.
Something like that.
Well, it looks like a
days.
bigger drop off than it really is because of the size of the graph. But,
Right.
Yeah,
It really fell very low.
But that's actually a pretty sizable drop. Dropping 4% of its value is pretty sizable for one day. And I'm not a finance guy, but you know.
But Rings of Power, well, what would we Google to ask if Rings of Power was financially? Will they tell us?
No, they won't.
They won't tell us.
They won't
Because I was
tell
going to
you.
Google like
The
how
only
many
thing,
viewers,
the only
like,
thing you can
viewership.
gauge is if is what they're talking about with season 2. They're already talking about sidelining the showrunners, Patrick McKay and J.D. Payne, and talking about changes coming.
Oh no. Well, they said that they're going to adhere more to the lore, but then they're gonna say, right, like in this very same article somewhere, oh well, we can't adhere to the lore, and they're gonna spit in your face because they can't do it. So they're just lying to everybody anyway. They're trying to have their cake and eat it too. It's exactly what Star Trek Discovery does.
Oh yeah.
Where they're like, oh no, it's canon, but it's not canon. But it's canon, but it's not canon.
Don't worry, season 2 will be better. It'll be more what you. Yeah, and they yeah.
Well, they left the Harfoot. Yeah, we left off on the Harfoots, right?
Yeah.
And then we didn't see any of like the elves or the dwarves, then, or any of the others. Oh no, they made the rings. That's right.
The dwarves were written out of the ending.
Yeah.
The dwarves,
Okay.
like, oh, the dwarves.
Yeah,
the dwarves,
but we
the
liked
dwarves.
them. And that was the other thing. They paraded out the bearded dwarf who you couldn't see her little mutton chops, but she had them in the show. Mm-hmm. And they paraded her out like, you know, here are a list of firms. If you have a complaint about any of it, or if you point out any lore inconsistencies. And she was like the best character on the show.
Yeah.
And they just completely misused her. They completely forgot about her. They completely
yeah.
sidelined her.
Yeah, she seemed very
Best
nice.
character on the show.
Warm, caring mother, loving wife. And she's, Ron, I haven't seen you in so long. You're staying for dinner. I'm like, oh, no, again.
White
Oh, no,
supremacists.
you're staying for dinner. I'm like, oh, she seems nice. Yeah.
So they're the istophobes. They misuse their characters of color. Well, that kind of goes back to that other article here. When diversity casting hurts the plot, it hurts black actors.
And the freaking lady who didn't have poop all over her, suddenly she's the leader.
Ew.
Like, remember? She's all, everybody else is dirty and she's completely clean. What, she got a fresh change of clothes down by the river?
Probably.
So there's the guy there, Toussaint guy.
But this is the thing, like the more diverse, wokier than thou show, House of the Dragon is the better one. And I think even arguing at this point what's woke and diverse is just, it kind of misses the point of, you know, like if you can take one change in canon, where does the line stop? You know, where does that stop? Oh, well, I can take all these changes until they swap a character visually, or, you know, is it okay if like they change a character's eye color but not skin color? Or because especially in Fakey McFakesville, I get a lot more leeway about who's on screen because that's a whole other video. We're gonna do that other video, so stay tuned for that Wakanda one.
It's not that unreasonable to buy into a black guy in this universe.
Exactly.
It really isn't.
And I don't care at this point. And I'm kind of the point on these that I'm tired of arguing, well, they're woke. Everything's woke to a certain degree, no matter how you look at it anymore. And I don't know if I'm just I don't know if it's like Stockholm Syndrome and I'm accepting it, or if I'm just tired of arguing about it. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be woke. I don't care anymore.
You're tired of arguing about it. Just make it good, please.
Just make it good. And I think House of the Dragon did. Lord of the Rings didn't. And that's all I gotta say about that. I am Mecca.
And I am Rob off camera.
Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!